feeling wouldn't be complete without snow on this Tuesday night here in Mount Pleasant in Michigan. Fire up chips, one of the best Halloween costumes we have seen. Things, will they get spooky or just treats tonight? We're about to find out. These two teams jockeying for position when it comes to the MAC West standings. Northern Illinois and Central Michigan through the snow today. Toledo at the top right now. They already beat NIU earlier in the season. They'll play Central Michigan later, but right now NIU and Central Michigan battling for that #2 spot in the MAC West. We are bundled up and ready to go for some action. Courtney Lau alongside former Georgia quarterback Hudson Mason. And all right, your first MACtion experience. Yeah. What do you think so far?
Well, it's cold, certainly cold. It's about 20 degrees. We had snow in pregame, but I got hand warmers all over my bodies from my head to my toes, so I'm good to go.
Awesome. Well, Central Michigan, NIU, they're used to this weather. Let's start with Central Michigan. They rely on Jace Bauer at the quarterback position, and he's a dual threat guy.
Yeah, he really is. He's the total package. He can beat you with his arm, and he can beat you with his legs. He's only in his 7th college start, still a young kid learning on the job, but he's shown a lot of good things, put a lot of good things on tape. And one of the things Northern Illinois is aware of is how good he is when he especially can get out of the pocket to his right and make plays. So what they're going to try to do is keep him inside and make sure he flushes outside the pocket to the left. But this is a really good quarterback. He can beat you with his arm, and especially when he gets down in the red zone, they like some of these quarterback runs, get the quarterback involved in the run game.
Now, something that offensive coordinators might think of as a scary movie, that's watching film on this NIU defense.
Yeah, especially the pass defense, folks. This is the best pass defense coming in tonight in the MAC, only giving up 163 yards per game. So Jace Bauer has his hands full as a young quarterback. It starts with the front. They get a ton of pressure with only 4 down. The coverage on the back end is always at the right place at the right time. They do a great job disguising, especially versus a young quarterback. So Bauer tonight has got to make sure that he can see coverage, read coverage, and have conviction in his throws.
Definitely a key matchup we're watching tonight. Thomas Hammock leading his alma mater. Very familiar with MACtion. Actually told us that he likes it because they get the majority of the work done over the weekend when the guys don't have class, and they're turning a program around after a tough season last year. And then the year before that, of course, they won the MAC championship, 6-2 record. So NIU trending back upwards, being led by one of its alumni. And then Jim McElwain heading up the Chips. It's a team that he said we're searching right now. We're searching for who we are on offense. We're searching for explosive plays. Maybe they'll find some of those things tonight.
Yeah, still fighting for bowl eligibility, and Jim McElwain has done a tremendous job. Really enjoyed our time with him this week as they continue to try to find explosivity on offense and trying to play better defense, trying to get to a bowl game.
So NIU won the toss, they deferred, and Central Michigan will receive first. We had snow pregame, 33 right now, expecting it to get colder as the night goes on. The field crew did a great job of quickly dusting the snow off, so we've got the lines and the hashes ready to go. We mentioned Jace Bauer. Well, Rocky Lombardi is the quarterback for Northern Illinois. They told us he loves to throw in the snow and in the cold, so he was hoping it was going to snow tonight. So Central Michigan to kick off. Excuse me. NIU to kick off, Central Michigan to receive first. And so that means that we get to see Jace Bauer go to work, and he took over full-time in that quarterback position in the South Alabama game, came off the bench when Bert Emanuel was ill, and they felt like, he's done a really good job.
Kicking team number 28. That 5-yard total he had on the run. First down.
But he is a guy that looks really comfortable when he's on the move.
Yeah, he is. Only in his 7th college start, so he's still growing on the job, learning on the job. But he's shown growth each and every week. And, You mentioned that South Alabama game, the Notre Dame game earlier in the year, kind of showed that the moment wasn't too big, and had his hands full against the #1 pass defense in the MAC tonight.
Marion Lukes is the back. Miles Bailey, their other running back, was questionable coming into this game. He was going to give it a go in pregame warmups. We'll see if we see him tonight. And there goes Jace Bauer rolling out to his right where he does feel comfortable. That goes off the hands of Javorian Wimberly.
You mentioned it, the very first play of the game, he gets flushed out to the pocket to your right and delivers a nice strike to Wimberly. Should have been caught over on the sideline almost for a first down, but that's something Northern Illinois kind of harped to us this week, is when you're rushing this quarterback, they want to collapse the pocket, make sure he gets out to the pocket to a right.
Bauer on the move. He's got the first down past midfield. Jace Bauer steps out just inside the 40-yard line in enemy territory.
Well, Bauer's legs are a big part of his game, and it's hurt teams the past couple of weeks. They just run quarterback power to the left. He gets a great block. And this is an offense that's really been searching for explosive plays. Their offensive coordinator, Paul Petrino, told us this week, looking for some of those plays that can cut the field in half like they did there.
Bauer immediately rolling out. Makes the pass, and it's caught by Chris Parker as he goes out of bounds. Another first down for Central Michigan.
This time it's a bootleg, so a natural design move in the pocket. Coach Petrino decides to get him outside on the pocket. Nice job of letting that second window right there come open to Chris Parker.
That's a 14-yard pickup.
Nice accuracy on the run by the young quarterback.
Ball to the 25-yard line. They go pistol look again, this time with Marion Lukes, and they'll give him the football. Picks up 2 on the play, stopped by Ray Thomas. Thomas, one of the big guys on that defensive line for NIU. He's actually their leading tackler as a defensive end.
And you see the game plan here through the first couple plays is mix in some of the quarterback runs, but pocket movement, kind of change the launch angle and change the direction in which this really good pass rush and these 4-down linemen have to attack the quarterback.
Lukes looking for the edge. He's got room inside the 15-yard line. To about the 12 he goes before Jacob Fenley forces him out.
This play is designed to hit inside, kind of near the guard and the tackle, but it gets bounced to the outside. Really nice double team by your right tackle and tied in there, and Lukes, one of his best skill sets is his vision. Keeps his shoulders squared downhill, and as a linebacker trying to read that, it can be hard to kind of tell which hole he's going to hit it.
Lukes is going to be carrying a bigger load today with Miles Bailey questionable. Falls inside about the 9-yard line. 3-yard pickup. Going back to Jace Bauer and how they're rolling him out. Paul Petrino is their offensive coordinator, and he talked to us about when Jace was taking over earlier this year, that's what got him comfortable in games very quickly.
Yeah, quarterbacks love the pocket movement throws, especially when you're athletic like Bauer, because if nothing's open, you can tuck it and run, but it also kind of simplifies your progressions. You typically got a guy in the flat, you got a guy on the crossing route like we saw there from Chris Parker a couple plays ago.
Thomas Panunzia in motion. Bauer going, but keeping his eyes downfield. He tucks it, bouncing his way into a snowy end zone for a 9-yard touchdown for the Chips.
Well, it's another design quarterback movement play. This is a bootleg, this time to the left. And like we just got done talking about, right? You got the flat route right there by the receiver, not open, crossing route, double teamed. And Bauer decides to tuck and run. We just got done talking about it. It's a great job of Paul Petrino there 3 times on the opening drive, calling plays to get his athletic quarterback out in space. It's an even better job of Jace Bauer not forcing anything and using his legs as a check down and there for a touchdown.
Tristan Madison for the PAT. It's up and good. And just like that, Central Michigan on the board with a 7-0 lead. Jace Bauer looking comfortable in the snow in action, and his team up by a touchdown.
ESPN College Football is brought to you by IKEA.
We're here at Mount Pleasant, Michigan, for some action. Courtney Lyland, Hudson Mason. Who you could see their offensive rolling out of the So now Northern Illinois gets its first chance to possess the football on offense. And Trayvon Rudolph, who's back from injury this year, their return guy too. And there's a flag on the field. Billy Williams is our referee tonight.
During the return, holding number 28 of the return team. 10-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down.
So first time tonight we get to see Rocky Lombardi, the most interesting man in the MAC. State runner-up. He's a scratch golfer, something he picked up in college. And also, if he needs to punt, he's going to do it with his left foot.
Yeah, he is the most interesting man, and he might be the most interesting quarterback in the MAC.
Jalen Johnson, pass complete, and it's a first down as he goes to the 31-yard line.
He's got Jalen Johnson over there to the field. He's got a soft corner and identifies that pre-snap, likes the free access throw that he has out there based on the look, and throws a nice throw out there for a first down to his big 6'3" receiver.
So last year for NIU, it was a rotating spot at the quarterback position because of injuries. Rocky Lombardi was hurt. In this game, actually facing Central Michigan, we saw a total of 5 different quarterbacks used between the two teams because both were battling injuries. But fortunately for the Huskies, Rocky Lombardi has been healthy. And Terrio Brown, he's been healthy too the last couple of weeks, and the coaches were really excited about his progress.
This is just an inside zone play to the right, and the defense hasn't really covered. All the gaps covered. You can see this, he kind of bounces it back. The safety right there for Central Michigan is supposed to make the tackle, with the speed of Brown beats him to the edge, and that's the ability that Brown brings to the table. Sometimes you think defensively you got everything covered. He makes plays even when there's not anything there.
He's third in the MAC in rushing yards per game. This to the 43-yard line. Empty, they spread it all out for Rocky Lombardi. Over the top of the field, he's got Trayvon Rudolph. Slips up in the snow, but into Central Michigan territory, takes it to the 37-yard line.
Oh, one thing their offensive coordinator told us this week is Rocky Lombardi loves the empty set. And this time he uses some eye manipulation to move those underneath backers to the right, knowing that he's coming back to throw that dig route to Rudolph. Zone coverage, you love running that dig route in the middle of the field, which is the weakness in zone coverage. And he finds it there.
Nice to have Trayvon Rudolph back, who had a preseason knee injury last year and missed the whole season. He's become a popular target for Rocky Lombardi. Rudolph in motion, Lombardi dropping back. Firing again into double coverage. He was looking for Grayson Barnes, and it was almost picked off by Javarius Sims.
Well, Lombardi doesn't see Sims come off of his receiver right here. Here's Sims, and he's supposed to take this deep route over the top, but right here at the last second, he flashes his eyes back, and the ball's already in the air for Lombardi. And Lombardi lucky that that wasn't picked off. Great eyes by Javarius Sims. Great feel and instincts. Just wasn't able to come down with it.
So 2nd and 10 now from the 37. Brown. hits the hole and falls forward to the 34-yard line. Third down coming. Important to mention, too, looking at the Central Michigan defense, they're missing some key pieces. Dante Kent, who is their star corner, he can also play nickel. He's out tonight. Kyle Moretti, who's the heart and soul of this defense, is out again. They're also going to be missing Fernando Sanchez on defense at that linebacker position.
Yeah, the big absence is Dante Kent. He's their best corner. When he plays that nickel Sam position, especially in nickel with 5 DBs on the field, they're better in pass coverage with them. Him being out tonight should be an interesting matchup.
Gavin Williams, the transfer from Iowa, will be short of converting. Fourth down now, you going?
Well, it's funny you're asking me because we asked the same thing to Coach Hammock yesterday in meetings about analytics. You know, he comes from, had spent time with the Baltimore Ravens and Coach Harbaugh and really kind of learned about analytics there, and kind of talked about, hey, you know, when you get on the plus side of the 50, especially with wind and weather being a part of it, will you go for it?
And they're going to kick the field goal here. This is a 47-yard attempt for Cannon Woodall, who is long as 49 on the season. And it's going to be well short. So a stop for the Central Michigan defense, and they keep that 7-0 lead here in the first quarter.
Nissan has a car for everyone.
Every driver who wants more.
More turbo.
More freedom.
More electric.
At Nissan, more is all we do.
To us, to save this place. You're the god of mischief. Always have been. Always will be.
Central Michigan up 7-0 early in this ball game. Well, currently Central Michigan investigating photos that show a man resembling Michigan staff member Connor Stalions on its sideline for the season opener at Michigan State. The man resembling Stalions is dressed in CMU-issued gear and standing alongside the coaches while wearing a bench credential. Stalions is at the center of the NCAA's investigation into off-campus scouting and signal stealing. And this is Central Michigan's statement from the athletic director, Amy Folan. We became aware of these photos late yesterday. We are in the process of determining the facts surrounding them. As this process is ongoing, we have no further comment at this time. To the 35-yard line.
Taylor, officials timeout for an offensive option.
And a player slow to get up here. Deontay Powell-Woods is playing that left guard position for the Chips.
Important position because they're already down several offensive linemen this year. Their offensive coordinator, Paul Petrino, told us coming in they kind of envisioned playing about 8 different offensive linemen and rotate them this year, but because of injury throughout the season, already down to about 6, so already super thin along the offensive line.
Handoff up the middle to the 39-yard line before James Esther and Devin Lafayette get in there. The carry by Marion Lukes. We have not seen Miles Bailey yet. So third and short coming up. Bauer keeps it. Pounding his way forward. Should have. There you see Paul Petrino in the booth for Central Michigan in his second season, 9 seasons as the head coach at Idaho. Jim McElwain says as soon as he saw that Paul Petrino was available, he wanted to get him on his staff. McElwain growing up with Bobby Petrino, his brother. Pass incomplete, intended for Chris Parker.
Yeah, he's been a great addition to the staff. This is Jim McElwain's offense, but Paul Petrino, you're looking at right there, has come in and spent a lot of different time throughout college, pro football at a lot of different places. And really, you talk to any head coach, but especially Jim McElwain, what attracted him and what he loved about Coach Petrino is just a familiarity, being able to speak the same offense and kind of the same identity in how they coach quarterbacks. And you're seeing it with the production and how Chase Bauer is getting better and better.
And got the pressure on Jace Bauer.
Yeah, some internal pressure this time, and for the first time tonight, that high leap.
Third and 10. Bauer stepping up. Now running. Taken down by Devin Lafayette, and he's well short of the first down. Doesn't even get across midfield. Jake Walrath on to punt for Central Michigan. And Dane Partridge is back for NIU as that one goes off on the NIU sideline. So second opportunity for the Huskies offense when we come back to Mount Pleasant.
I can't have it.
Drive. First one ended with a missed field goal, so here comes Rocky Lombardi. And this Huskies offense back out on the field. We'll start the pistol load with Ontario Brown in the backfield. Handoff goes to Brown. Using those quick feet to get to the 25-yard line and pick up a 5 on the play. They had about 10 days in between their last game, that win over Eastern Michigan, and this game, and Thomas Hammock, their head coach, felt like it really helped Ontario Brown. He was a little banged up. That time off really benefited him to rest up and get ready for the rest of this season. As Northern Illinois comes in on a 3-game winning streak. They had lost their previous 4 before this streak. And just 2 wins away from bowl eligibility. And this play is going to be stopped as flags come out.
Timeout.
No, excuse me. Timeout called by NIU.
Their first of the quarter. 30 seconds left.
our next UFC Fight Night on ESPN Plus comes from Sao Paulo, highlighted by heavyweights in the main event. Prelims start at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific, followed by the main card at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. Working through some audio issues here, so we're hoping to get Hudson back in just a moment. It's a cold one. We got some snow before this game started. It has stopped just before kickoff. So now coming out of this timeout, Northern Illinois ready to go. Brock Lampy in motion, the do-it-all fullback for the Huskies. Lombardi tossing to the near side. He's complete to Davis Patterson. And that'll move the chains. A pickup of 8 on the play.
He is tackled on the play by 31 Marcus Badgett, but that's a first down for NIU. First and 10 from their own 32-yard line.
So that takes it to the 32-yard line. And we asked Thomas Hammock what he was most pleased with this Husky team this year. He felt like they were resilient. He's seen their leaders step up in the right moments, in those big moments to get the job done, especially as the season's gone on. Trayvon Rudolph has it. Makes it past the tackle and able to move the chains once again. That's an 11-yard pickup before he's forced out by Marcus Badgett.
A nice job of Lombardi getting that throw off. He had a defender. As soon as he turned his head around, Trey Jones from the safety position was blitzing. Had to kind of change his arm angle to get the ball to Rudolph in the flat.
And there's a flag out on the field.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, number 32. That 15-yard penalty will be added on to the end of the run. Automatic first down.
So that'll be on Deron McKinney, one of the corners for Central Michigan. And that brings NIU across midfield.
Yeah, it's almost like another explosive play. You can see here, those two just kind of going at it. It's always that last little punch. You know, coaches tell players all the time, it's not the first one who gets caught. It's always that player who kind of pushes or shoves or throws that second punch that the refs see, and that was the case there.
They let Ontario Brown take the direct snap to the 36-yard line. Levea Brown with the stop.
Getting a little wildcat formation, motion Lombardi out and run quarterback or running back power, essentially wildcat power to the short side. And that's one of the things when you watch tape of this Northern Illinois offense, they do a really good job. They'll throw different formations at you. Motions, wildcat. I mean, a lot of different guys can get the ball and touch the ball in a lot of different ways.
Second and 5. Lombardi with the quick pass out, and he's got Grayson Barnes, the JUCO transfer. First down.
How about the placement on this throw from Lombardi? A lot of people would say this wasn't even open, but Lombardi throws this on the back shoulder of Grayson Barnes, and at 6'5", running up the sideline route there, puts it on his big receiver body.
No gain on the play here, maybe a loss of yard by Ontario Brown.
And we talk about 7 years in college football for Rocky Lombardi, transferred from Michigan State. I mean, the things that you've seen, it's really hard to fool a guy that for 7 years has seen different coverages and different fronts. And I think one of the best parts of Rocky's game is his accuracy. But, you know, with the COVID year and the redshirt year, we're seeing a little bit more of these 6th and 7th seniors, almost like a team dad. He's been around for so long.
He started his career at Michigan State. Lombardi rolling, throwing, connecting with Gavin Williams, one of the running backs, back to the original line of scrimmage. Trey Jones on the stop, and it's third down.
Yeah, the junior safety from Alabama loves to play at the line of scrimmage. A couple plays ago, he blitzed off the edge, and Lombardi saw him pre-snap, got the ball around him for a big play. This time, Trey Jones comes back and gets the best of Lombardi. I mean, he is a 6'2", 215, kind of hybrid, Jones is. He can play safety, can play linebacker. And Rob Akey, the defensive coordinator, because of that size and athleticism, loves to play him around the line of scrimmage.
A guy that they need, especially if you're just joining us. No Dante Kent, no Fernando Sanchez, no Kyle Moretti on this Central Michigan defense. Lombardi over the top. The pass deflected away. Davis Patterson was the intended target, but Marcus Badgett said no.
Well, Badgett right on the hip. We'll take a second look at this. I thought maybe his off arm might have got hooked around the receiver a little bit too early. Oftentimes it's that left hand that referees are looking at. Let's look at his left arm right there. Kind of bang, bang right at the same play. Northern Illinois coaches over there on the sideline were petitioning for a flag, but I think that's a good no call. Letting the receivers fight it out there, and a nice play right there by the DB.
40-yard field goal attempt for Cannon Woodall, who missed a 47-yarder, but he's got this one. Woodall, a walk-on who has earned that job as the season has gone on. NIU with their first points on the board, 3 of them. Well, over a century of college football history, meeting up on Saturday. First played in 1904. Our Saturday doubleheader starts at 3:30 Eastern, 2:30 Central on ABC and the ESPN app. It's followed at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific with a Pac-12 matchup. Michael Penix Jr. in Washington taking on Caleb Williams and USC.
Well, so far tonight, I think Rob Akey has got to be really pleased with the way his secondary's playing. Injuries coming in. Dante Kent, their best corner out. Also Fernando Sanchez at linebacker, but that all kind of plays in that nickel defense where they get 5 DBs on the field. And so far tonight, even on that last play by Marcus Badgett, I think Rob Akey's got to be really pleased with the way his secondary's fighting.
NIU to a field goal. So now the Huskies, Jake Seibert to kick this off. It's Marion Lukes back to receive for the Chips. Pops up into the hands of Sam Hicks. Flag is out at about the 21-yard line. Hicks makes it to the 27. We'll see what the penalty is.
Personal foul, illegal low block on the kicking team, number 36. 15-yard penalty will be added on to the end of the run. First down.
It's bonus field position for Central Michigan as that penalty was called on Philip Baines Jr. of NIU. Chip scored on their first drive, a Jace Bauer 9-yard touchdown run. NIU held them to crossing midfield on that last drive, but they're going to start at the 42-yard line, still on their own side of the field here. And Sam Hicks is the running back. Bauer, pass is complete and caught by Javorian Wimberly. They told us this was going to be a guy they were going to try to get the football to. Number 25.
And they've already targeted him a couple times tonight. Another movement throw. Paul Petrino changing the launch point for his quarterback. Really pretty good coverage there. Nothing open, but a nice job by the young quarterback kind of taking a small completion.
He'll keep it. First down. We saw him on the first drive. He had a 24-yard run like that to move the ball across midfield.
Yeah, Nick Benedetto, the defensive coordinator for Illinois, said the number one threat to this defense tonight is the legs of Jace Bauer. Already, we've seen a 29-yard run, a touchdown run from him, and now this time he runs it right to the teeth. You get the guard and the backside tackle pulling, and look at the crease just open up in between the tackles for Jace Bauer.
That's an 18-yard pickup. Ball to the 38 in NIU territory. Looking at Jesse Pruitt. Gets it to him. That's become his favorite target. These two were working on the two deep in the backup role together before Jace Bauer took over as the starter.
Bauer feels the pressure right off the edge, and young quarterbacks are taught when you see pressure, throw right into it. That's where a defense is vulnerable. How about that throw from Bauer? Absolutely rips it into that slant window. I feel bad for the hands of Jesse Pruitt out here in 20-degree weather. It's like trying to catch Brett Favre's rifle balls back in the day in Lambeau.
Hey, the 17-yard pickup, though, is going to make up for it. Yeah. Takes him to the 21-yard line. Looking for Pruitt again, overthrows him, and there's double coverage there. Javon Bird along with
that is the end of the first
Mohamed Jammeh. So the first quarter comes to an end with Central Michigan threatening again. They've got a 7-3 lead. The first action of the year on this Tuesday. A cold one, the snow, but Jace Bauer doesn't mind. He was into the end zone on that first drive and got Central Michigan on the board early.
Thank you. Oh, it's just so pretty, right? Wow, this is so beautiful. Oh,
Nissan has a car for everyone.
Every driver who wants more.
More turbo.
More freedom.
More electric.
At Nissan, more is all we do.
You tell us where you think you're going. 1, 2, 3.
Back here in Mount Pleasant, Michigan, there is NIU defensive coordinator Nick Benedetto, and he was talking to us about the keys today. And it's a challenge when not only do you have a running quarterback, but they will take both of their running backs and throw them the football and use them as targets.
Yeah, they will. And you talk to any defensive coordinator, they lose sleep during the week when you've got you're facing a quarterback that can beat you with his arm and his legs, like Bauer can. 68 yards rushing right there in the first quarter for Bauer.
Bauer's going to tuck it and run once again. Central Michigan, Paul Petrino, the offensive coordinator, was talking to us, too, about how much do we use the quarterback run game because their backup, Bert Emanuel, is injured. So they would have to go down to Tyler Pape as the second-string quarterback who has not played.
Well, you do have to be selective, but I don't think you can hide it too much. You can't play afraid or call the game in an afraid manner, especially when you get down here in the red zone. You get that extra hat in a run game. It gives you a true advantage.
It's Lukes and Hicks in the backfield with Bauer. Pressure coming in Jace Bauer's face. Oh, he gets away from it. And Bauer is able to throw it away. Deron Gilbert had his hands on the waist of Jace Bauer, and he escaped.
Yeah, I thought for sure this was going to be a sack. I know everybody at home thinks the same thing. You can see Gilbert right there beats the pass block from the running back, gets his hands on Bauer. But all 220 pounds of Bauer, he finds a way to slip out of that and throws the ball away. And now is going to give his field goal kicker a chance at 3 points here.
So Tristan Matson attempting a 35-yard field goal. He's hit a 58-yarder this season. So this one, no problem. That 58-yarder was against Akron. It was a Central Michigan record. 3 more points for Jim McElwain and the Chips, and they lead here in the second quarter. Back here at Central Michigan, the Chips up 10-3, and so far, Central Michigan's defense has done a really nice job against NIU.
It was a big storyline coming into this game, especially with key defenders out in the secondary, and so far tonight, these DBs, Sims there, comes off, makes a nice play, could have very well been an interception. They've been at the right place at the right time, tackled well in open space, and then here on the last drive, a post route. And Marcus Badgett gets his hand in there and breaks it up and forces a field goal. Rob Akey, the defensive coordinator, has done a tremendous job. This is a guy who spent a lot of time in the NFL in Washington as coach defensive line, has had his hands on a lot of different position groups in his time coaching college football, and really enjoyed our time talking with him this week. He's super eager for these guys to get out here and finally put it all together.
Yeah, the fourth most experienced defense returning in the FBS. They returned 9 of 11 starters. We did mention those key injuries, but I felt like they're starting to put some things together as this season continues on, and we'll see if they can continue that here as Northern Illinois tries to find ways to punch through this defense.
Rocky Lombardi so far 6 for 8 in the game, but they haven't been able to get really anything going down the field. It's been a lot of completions near and at the line of scrimmage, and I think Rob Akey's doing a good job right now of throwing a lot of different coverages at Rocky Lombardi, and he's seen a lot of different things.
NIU also 0 for 2 on 3rd down today. Something to keep an eye on this drive that starts at the 25. Huskies got a 40-yard field goal on their last drive. Lombardi looking near side, heaves it up to Rudolph, can't make the play over the defender, and it was Deron McKinney covering him up.
Well, Rudolph was open on the corner route earlier in the route. But Rocky Lombardi a tad bit late. This ball needs to be out right now toward the sideline, and it's underthrown just a little bit. I think that's a good no call on PI. That ball underthrown a little bit. So many times you see that back judge throw that flag for PI, especially when the DB doesn't turn his head to make a play on the ball. But I thought it was more bang bang the second time I looked at it.
Grayson Barnes in motion. They hand it off to Brown. Picks up a yard on the play, and here comes 3rd down. We mentioned it. Huskies 0 for 2 on 3rd down tonight.
Yeah, this is a down and distance that they wanted to stay out of. Everybody in college football is trying to figure out how to be more efficient on 1st and 2nd down so you're not in 3rd and predictable passing situations. And Rob Akey told us this week we have got to be able to find a guy in pass rushing downs, a pass rusher that will stand up. It's been an area that has been lacking, finding ways to get the opposing quarterback on the ground.
Gavin Williams is the running back. 3rd and 9 from the 26. Oh, Lombardi, no time. He's got to go. Avoids the tackle, still looking downfield. And just short on the toss to Davis Patterson. I thought Dakota Cochran was going to take down Lombardi.
Now, both these quarterbacks exchanging slippery plays where he thought that he was down. This time Dakota Cochran beats a left tackle, has a chance to take Lombardi down. Lombardi slips out of it. And even a better job in the secondary of those DBs for Central Michigan, staying plastering all the way through the end of the play.
Wimberly calls for the fair catch and dropped it, but falls on it. And it is Central Michigan ball.
I think in this colder weather, obviously the ball becomes harder, it becomes harder to catch. It also becomes harder to take down the quarterback when you think you got him in his hands.
What a Halloween night for some action. The snow starting to fall once again. All right, so we sorry to all the guys, but we talked to their parents and got some photos of them as trick-or-treaters back in the day. There's NIU's punter Tom Foley as a lion. The center for the Huskies, he was the devil. Nolan Potter in the Statue of Liberty, that's pretty impressive. And then Jaden Dolphin was a tiger. Actually, Nick Benedetto, the defensive coordinator, asked for a copy of that one. And Rocky Lombardi. Do we dare call him Dino now?
Dino.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that. Which one of those was your favorite?
I mean, the tiger was real cute.
Tiger is cute.
Yeah, that's cute.
We did this behind these guys' back, so the mom's sending photos without them even knowing.
I mean, I don't know if they know, but we have our ways. I certainly appreciated it. We got some costumes in the stands.
Yeah. Santa and the Grinch, that's a great combo.
Yeah. Christmas will be here before we know it. Jace Bauer and Central Michigan back to work, and they go to the ground game with Marion Lukes. 3-yard pickup for Lukes before he's taken down by James Esther.
Well, the best running back tonight for the Central Michigan rushing attack has really been the legs of Jace Bauer. 72 yards rushing so far tonight. A little bit of Marion Luke sprinkled in there, but it's really been the surprise of the night so far has been the legs of the young redshirt sophomore quarterbacks.
72 yards on the ground for Jace Bauer. They hand it off to Lukes, who's immediately met, but he breaks through and he's got the first down. Spun around to the 49, just short of that 50 in midfield. Still in Chippewa territory.
You'll see Ray Thomas, number 4 for Northern Illinois right here, meet him in the backfield. And again, this is really the third time tonight we've already seen what should be a tackle for loss. The quarterback the last drive, this time a running back. These guys are just not able to wrap up, drive their feet. In the colder weather, you lose some grip and feeling obviously in your fingertips. We've seen some big-time missed tackles that lead to big plays.
They fake it to Marion Lukes, and now Jace Bauer with some time in the pocket, but he's running out. Flag is down. Bauer's still going and steps out at the 41-yard line, but we may have a possible hold.
Yeah, I think we're going to get a hold. That's going to come back. All that time spent running around. Great protection for a while. Bauer just sitting back there all day scanning his protection. But so many times when a quarterback gets flushed out of the pocket, those old linemen don't really know where he is. And they end up yanking and pulling on a jersey, and I think they got caught on this one.
Holding 82 of the offense. 10-yard penalty for the previous spot. Replay first down.
It's on Mitchell Collier, the tight end.
Now look at this protection. Look how clean this pocket is. It's really a great coverage play, plastering the DBs, what we call plaster. Stick to those receivers. And another good job there of forcing Jace Bauer out to his left. Defensive coordinator for Northern Illinois, Nick Benedetto, told us they noticed on film he's so much better flushed out to his right. So they came in really emphasizing all week, finding a way to get him out to the left side of the pocket.
Trouble pass forward to B.J. Harris. He's a yard short of the original line of scrimmage, so to the 48-yard line. Devin Lafayette and Tyler Jackson pick up a 9.
Yeah, shovel pass. Looks like it's going to be some type of sprint out to the left. We've seen that already so many times tonight. Paul Petrino moving the pocket. That's what it looked like there to begin with. And nice kind of cheap way for a pass play to go down for 9 yards.
B.J. Harris will stay in there for the Chips. Bauer tucks it and runs, maneuvering his way to the 46-yard line before he was stopped by Lafayette.
One of the other things, too, is when you're not having to throw the ball as much, you can utilize the quarterback run game. That it really kind of takes away the great pass defense of Northern Illinois. It becomes a non-factor.
Right.
And this is the best pass defense, one of the best in the country, but certainly the best in the MAC tonight, only giving up 163 yards per game coming in. But you don't have to put the ball in the air, especially with a young quarterback only making his 7th start. It really kind of takes it out of the game.
Marion Lukes up the middle. Ginormous haul for Lukes. He's still going. A missed tackle again inside the 10 for Marion Lukes. Get in the end zone. 46 yards.
Well, it's a quiet night, no more for Marion Lukes. Starts with the front, with the block. Look at this hole right here by the center right guard and left guard combination for Central Michigan. And then Lukes can do the rest. What I love the most here is he doesn't go down, keeps driving those legs, cuts it back for a touchdown. And how about Jim McElwain telling us this week and Paul Petrino, they were soul searching for explosive plays. How about that one for an explosive play?
Yeah, mark that one down. His longest run of the season, 159 rushing yards for Central Michigan.
Yeah, he's explosive. He can get it, and he can go in the open field, and he cuts it back for a big touchdown. Central Michigan up 14 at home.
Well, Marion Lukes just had a 46-yard touchdown run. On the left is him on his recruiting visit. He was 150 pounds. And on the right is this season. He has gotten himself up to 200 pounds in his junior year, and you can tell with his running style.
Yeah, that's what a college strength program, a college nutrition program. We always talk about, hey, putting on 50 pounds normally is not a good thing.
Right.
Well, not when you're a college athlete. You can actually put on 50 pounds of lean muscle and end up looking like an Abercrombie & Fitch model.
Yep. Marion Lukes with his longest run of the season, and this rushing attack for Central Michigan has been so good tonight. But going back to Lukes' story, a big part of the becoming who he is today was that he found out at age 15 years old he was going to be a father, and this is his son, Kingston Lukes. He's a Lion this year for Halloween, but as soon as he learned that Kingston was coming into this world, Marion Lukes totally changed everything about what he was doing.
For a defensive injury.
Going to class, taking football seriously, trying to set the example for Kingston.
Well, you have a kid that young, it really changes your perspective at a young age, right? And it kind of forces you to grow up, and that's what Marion had to do. Even now, he's very mature for his age in college. He's got a lot of wisdom. He is really the heartbeat of that offense and the team, as his coach describes him. And he's an important part of the locker room and the culture, and he's an important part of this team. And this is a team searching for bowl eligibility. They need 2 more wins, and he's going to play a huge role in trying to get that done.
So they paused the game here to look at Justin Whiteside, who got up on his own, sprinted over to the Central Michigan huddle. So he looks good for now, which is important. He's a key piece of the Central Michigan defense. So now Northern Illinois, they told us coming in, the goal was to come out and get the lead early. So when that doesn't happen, now how does that change what you're trying to do?
It changes it quite a bit. You're exactly right. I think they thought at this point in the game that, especially with the way Central Michigan had struggled to score points leading into this game, that they would be playing from behind. They wanted to be the enforcer and really wanted to get Central Michigan into a play from behind, drop back, throw it around game. That has not been the case, and credit Central Michigan. If you're Northern Illinois, it's way too early in this game to panic. Even though you're down 14, you stay calm, you continue to run the football, and you continue to go to the plays and think players, not plays, in critical moments.
Ontario Brown. Wow, the Chips defense chomping him up. Maybe picked up a yard on the play, goes to the 40-yard line now. Robbie Stewart, who's making his 3rd appearance this season, he got in there. It's a key piece on the D-line.
It's a rush defense that actually has been pretty good this year. They came in 6th in the MAC, only giving up 140 yards per game, and right now holding Northern Illinois to 4.1 yards per carry.
There's 37 rushing yards total for NIU. Brock Lampe in motion, slides over to the slot. NIU 0 for 3 on 3rd down, and they're going to be short again, a yard short at the 44-yard line.
Justin Whiteside at linebacker is a free blitzer off the edge. And Lombardi feels that, and because he's hot, he has to get rid of the ball, and it ends up being the reason the ball ends up a yard short of the stick. So it looks like they're going to go for it, though.
Lombardi walking up under center. He's got Brock Lampe and Ontario Brown stacked. And he fumbled the ball. Ball came out. And I think the Chippewas fell on it. Trouble on the snap as Lombardi was back slipping without the football. And time again tonight, Central Michigan's defense coming up with big stops.
Yeah, you can see here, Lombardi is pulling out, and he is trying to get the ball from the center, Pete Nigra, but that ball just slips right out of the hands of Lombardi. And again, The cold weather, you lose grip in your fingertips and weather like this. And when you're under center and you're not used to being under center, they've been in shotgun a whole lot more tonight, and they operate shotgun a whole lot more under center. Crazy things happen. Central Michigan gets a huge turnover in a short field for their offense.
And they'll hand it off to Marion Lukes, who just busted that 46-yard touchdown run. He goes to the 39-yard line before he's met by Javon Bird. 5-yard pickup.
You got a 4th and 1 there, and you got to feel good if you're Northern Illinois in that short yardage situation about getting that 1 yard, but you don't get the center quarterback exchange. And we came in tonight talking about the turnovers for Northern Illinois, and they haven't been able to get any, but Central Michigan been opportunistic.
Chase Bauer connecting to Jesse Pruitt. He loves to throw the football to this guy. Marked at the 20-yard line.
It's the routes in the flat that are killing this defense right now. It's just a simple 5-yard out route playing pitch and catch, and Pruitt's wide open. Watch him finish this run right there, lowering his shoulder. All the energy and all the momentum in this building right now is on the side of Central Michigan.
Yeah, just crushed Amaria Knighton. 1st and 10 from the 20. Bauer dumping it off to Mitchell Collier. Fire up chips. A 20-yard touchdown. The first of the season for Collier, the tight end.
Well, Paul Petrino, watch what he does here. He rolls the quarterback out right. Everybody for Northern Illinois is thinking this ball's going to be thrown to the right, and he wide delay, kind of a slow crossing route from right back to left for his tight end to Collier for a touchdown. I mean, it's a phenomenal play call and great design of Paul Petrino, because so many times tonight we've seen the quarterback flush out to the right, and what's he done? He's thrown it to the right. This time he flushes out to the right, throws it back left. Great play call, great timing of the play call by Petrino. And a big turnover that leads to a touchdown for Central Michigan.
And I think NIU was offsides on the PAT.
Offside. Defense. That Phillies decline. Result of the play. It's a good try. Medium.
All the momentum with the Chippewas right now. 24-3. They're up at home.
Thank you. Oh, it's just so pretty. Right? Wow. This is so beautiful. Oh, hi.
Nissan has a car for everyone.
Every driver who wants more.
More turbo.
More freedom.
More electric.
At Nissan, more is all we do.
Well, on Saturday, it's the 108th Bedlam Series football game. Oklahoma State, first played in 1904. Saturday doubleheader starts at 3:30 Eastern, 2:30 Central on ABC and the ESPN app, followed at 7:30 Eastern. This one would be fun. Pac-12 matchup, Michael Penix Jr. in Washington against Caleb Williams and USC. How about these two quarterbacks, Hudson?
Yeah, the Pac-12 in general this year has been such a treat from a quarterback standpoint, and these are two of the best in the country and two guys that are going to have every opportunity to continue their careers next year playing NFL on Sunday. But Pac-12 is by far and away, in my opinion, been the best quarterback conference in college football this year.
NIU calls for the fair catch. Let's go back to that touchdown to the tight end, Mitchell Collier.
Yeah, I want to point your eyes right here to the left, tight end attached to the right tackle. Plays are meant to complement each other. That's what's so good about this Paul Petrino play. The rollout to the right and throw back to the left. Those linebackers bite up on it, and it's really the plays earlier in the game that Paul Petrino has called, specifically the rollouts. As a linebacker, you see that first reaction of Bauer take those first couple steps, and as a linebacker, you're thinking, oh, it's a rollout. It's rollout right, so you bite on it. Coach Petrino comes back with a compliment of that play. A tight end slow back across the field, what they call wide delay. It's just great timing of the play call in the red zone and great compliment to some of the plays he's called earlier.
Ontario Brown takes the first handoff of this drive for NIU. We were talking in the break, coming into this game, it felt like everything was clicking for NIU. They were finding their way, and it was the questions we had about Central Michigan, but those have been answered. They're averaging 9 yards per play, talking about the chips.
Yeah, they've been, I think the story tonight has been what this secondary has been able to do with some key injuries out and some key starters out, but then when they have given the ball back to their offense, the rushing attack for this Central Michigan offense has really been Lukes and Bauer making up 164 yards on the ground. That's been the story of the night. I didn't expect to be talking about that this early in the game.
The ball gets away from Rocky Lombardi. A chance for Central Michigan here. There's a flag out at the 10, but the signal is a touchdown for now. Quindario Lee. We'll see what the marker is. Justin Whiteside got a hand in there to swipe the ball and push it back up the field.
During the loose ball, illegal batting, number 45 of the defense. That 10-yard penalty will be enforced for the previous spot. Be a result of first down.
Yeah, what you're going to see here is Justin Whiteside, as he's tracking the ball down, he kind of bats it and almost throws it even further into the end zone, which is a penalty. Here he comes off the edge right here. And he goes to scoop down for the football. And he kind of catches it and almost slings it forward. And they call that illegal batting right here. He kind of takes it and see how he kind of throws it forward as opposed to just falling on the football or scooping it up. That scoop movement is totally different than kind of illegally batting that football forward. It's crazy, though, that now that becomes Northern Illinois' ball.
Yeah, second drive in a row that we've seen Rocky Lombardi fumble the football. The last was on the handoff when he went under center on fourth down.
And I think they give this back to Northern Illinois because he never truly had possession of the football.
Right, so they give it back to the offensive
team. And so you can't say that Justin Whiteside ever truly had possession of it, and therefore it goes back to the offense. I got to say, I've never seen that one happen before.
Yeah.
An illegal batting. Most DNs right here will fall on that. But it's almost like he kind of tips it backwards so then he can regain his feet to then go get it again.
So they place the ball at the 35-yard line, and NIU gets a huge break. Lombardi still got it, and nobody saw this coming. Steps out around the 35-yard line. They mark him at the 32, deep into Chippewa territory.
You got Caleb Spann, that safety position right on the edge here. Watch his eyes. Both the defensive end and the safety bite on what they think is Brown taking it for a run. And Rob Akey told us this week, coming into this game, because of the threat of the quarterback's legs and Ontario Brown, that the eyes and the eye discipline of his linebackers and safeties were so crucial. That time, they lose their eyes.
33-yard pickup, longest run of the season for Rocky Lombardi. They got to snap this ball. They're running out of time. Just got it off. Lombardi's pressure. Pitches it forward to Brock Lampe. This guy does everything. We asked Thomas Hammock, how do you rate him in terms of importance in your offense? And he said he's definitely a top 4 player. Doesn't show up on the stat sheet. There's a flag out.
Yeah, I'm wondering if this is going to be an illegal man downfield. A couple of those offensive linemen got got further than 3.5 yards down the field.
Holding 40 of the offense.
It was holding.
10-yard penalty for the previous spot. Replay first down.
Take another look at this. 40 gets called for holding right here, and he's right there to your left, pushing that pass rusher right there up the field. Kind of just grabs that jersey instead of letting him go, and that back judge sees it. A great heads-up play, though, by Rocky Lombardi. Find his tight end, Izzy. What could have been a nice ad-lib off-schedule play.
Ooh, heard that one all the way up here in the booth. The hit by Deron McKinney.
All 5'10", 200 pounds. McKinney playing corner right there. He's even got a receiver trying to block him. He sees the bubble route. He's got his eyes in the backfield. And as soon as he sees Lombardi throw that ball out in the flat, he knifes up. Just lays the hammer.
NIU is at the 42-yard line. They need to get to the 22-yard line, and it's snowing harder than it has all game. Big flakes coming down. Lombardi looking near side for Jalen Johnson. He's got it at the 30. Again, needed to get to the 22. So third down coming up as Javarius Sims is there in coverage.
See the arm streak. This ball's on the opposite hash. This ball is in the air a long time. You got to have a big-time arm to make this throw, especially, as you said, big flakes coming down. I like that term, big flakes. I might use that. Sounds like a good cereal, big flakes.
Yeah. Add some corn in there.
You really ain't lying, though. It is coming down.
Yeah, it is. NIU 0 for 4 on third down.
Offside. Defense. Number 97. Causing the reaction. 5-yard penalty. It's third down.
It's Michael Heldman. Well, the Bedlam Series coming up. Saturday doubleheader starts at 3:30 Eastern. Oklahoma State followed at 7:30 Eastern. Washington and USC. That's coming up on Saturday.
Ball's at the Central Michigan 26-yard line.
So now 3rd and 4. Lombardi looking for Johnson. The pass incomplete. And so 0 for 5 now on third down for NIU.
Yeah, this ball is just thrown behind his receiver. And we just saw McKinney read and react on the big play a couple plays ago where he saw the bubble route, jumped up and made a great tackle. This time he's playing off coverage and jumps up on the out route. But you can see this ball thrown a little bit behind from Lombardi. When you got tight coverage from McKinney right there, it's just too hard for that receiver to have to acrobatically turn around and try to make that catch.
4th and 4, they're going. Lombardi with time, middle of the field. He's got a guy, and they convert. Pass is complete to Tristan Tavis, one of their tight ends.
They've found a way to get a lot of different tight ends involved tonight, haven't they? This time it's Tavis, and boy, does Rocky Lombardi let that thing rip or what? Man, he fits it in there between two safeties of Central Michigan, and in weather like this, I know that has got to hurt on the hands of the receiver.
Look, Rocky Lombardi, he's an Iowa guy. He's used to the snow.
Yeah, he's tough.
They told us he was probably hoping it would snow. Maybe it gets better when the snow comes down.
That's what you got gloves for, right?
Yeah.
Williams, the ball carrier. Ray Jones on the stop for Central Michigan.
1:30 to go. Ontario Brown in there. They've got 3 wide receivers up at the top. Second down. Lombardi rolling that way, and the pass bounces off the chest of Jalen Johnson.
It's getting harder to see with all this snow. That was an interesting play. Rocky Lombardi moves out to his left. He had the option to read the defensive end there, shuffle pass it if the defensive end came upfield. He crashes, and then they had a pass concept off of that. But you know, this is an area and a down and distance that you don't want to be in with as heavy as it's snowing.
He'll immediately try to toss it out to Gavin Williams in the flat, and that pass is incomplete. 0 for 6 now on 3rd down for the Huskies.
Yeah, and you can see obviously how the ball control, the weather, how it's affecting the elements of the game, but also why both coaches told us that they wanted to try to establish a lead early in the game. You know, down 21, it's pouring snow, it becomes hard. You don't want to be playing catch up in this when you got to throw it to get back in the game.
Right. I'm not sure if you want to kick a field goal in this either, but that's what they're going to have to do here. Got to get some kind of points. A 31-yard attempt, we think. It's kind of hard to see the field. Cannon Woodall out. Hit a 40-yarder earlier in the game. And this one, no good. Tough conditions to kick a field goal in.
It looked like he got a good footing, good leg on it, and just pushed it left. Everything just continues to go Central Michigan's way. That time Northern Illinois moves the ball down the field, had a couple opportunities. You know, you look back on that holding call where Lombardi got flushed outside of the pocket and he found his tight end, Izzy Ozzie, gets called back for a holding call. But the common theme tonight, too many times for Northern Illinois, is they've been able to move the ball in the end zone. They've just stalled once they got to the red zone.
They got the shovels going on the opposite end of the field, trying to clear the yard marker every 5 yards and the sidelines. But Central Michigan, they're going to have 1:11 to work with in the snow. Looking for Lukes, threw it down. He was trying to scoop it up around his knees, but the pass incomplete. Jordan Hansen there.
1:06 left. I'd be thinking just try to burn this clock out, get into halftime with a 21-point lead. Crazy. We've already seen 2 fumbles on quarterback center exchange. You never know what could happen with weather elements like this. I'd be shocked if we saw anything but a run here.
Lukes is still the back for Bauer. And they do give it to Marion Lukes. Field of snow in front of him. He's got the first down before Profit was able to wrangle him. And again, inside 2 minutes, the clock will stop enough to reset the chains.
This is a great block by his right guard. John Champ just opens the middle part of that alley for his running back.
Lukes has had some big holes tonight, had a 46-yard touchdown. It's about a 7-yard pickup, stopped by McGarrell.
This offensive line for the Chippewas has played fantastic, nearly 200 yards rushing in the first half.
Lukes takes a hard hit. Devin Lafayette met him, and it's 3rd and a yard.
Third down, 1 to go for Central Michigan.
Clock is running.
Lukes comes off the field. Already got over 100 yards in this game. Sam Hicks replaces him. They go pistol here, 3rd and a yard. And Hicks is not going to get it. That's going to run our time down. Very similar to the meeting between these two last season. Central Michigan led 21-0 at the half last year. This time they're up 24-3 over the Huskies, and NIU's going to get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, this huge surprise at the start of this game and the way the defense has played in the secondary, but the turnovers, Central Michigan has been able to capitalize on them, but the rushing attack, the combination of Bauer and Lukes making up 191 yards rushing in the first half has put Northern Illinois in a predicament. They're going to have to throw the football to get back in this.
A snowy Mount Pleasant. We'll be back after halftime. Zooming in the game. Got you covered after the break in the studio. Halftime here in Mount Pleasant. Central Michigan in control. They're up 24-3 at the half, and may surprise some people if you're just tuning into this game, Hudson, that they've done it with their rushing attack.
Yeah, it really has. I mean, it's completely neutralized the great pass defense for Northern Illinois. You can see this 191 rushing yards in the first half, and all of those yards are made up by the quarterback and running back, Bauer and Lukes. Bauer hadn't had to even really throw the ball, only 6 attempts. The number 1 passing defense in the MAC of Northern Illinois completely neutralized.
Well, it's been scary, a scary Halloween for NIU. It's been a real treat for the Central Michigan team. They are up 24-3 as we get set for the start of the third quarter. Courtney Lyle and Hudson Mason with you. And we talked so much coming into this game about NIU's defense, but they've struggled tonight. Central Michigan has looked pretty comfortable offensively.
Yeah, they've really struggled to stop the run. They came in only giving up 146 yards in rushing. They gave up 191 yards rushing to Central Michigan in the first half. And 24 points already in the first half. 3 weeks in a row, they only gave up 17 points. I'm as shocked as anybody in this building watching the first half unfold, and specifically what this rushing attack was able to do to Northern Illinois. And we talk so much about the pass defense. Number 1 in the MAC, turnovers, 6 turnovers in the last 3 weeks. All these things coming in. And the run game of Central Michigan has completely neutralized the pass defense in the secondary and made it a non-factor.
All right, if you're Northern Illinois, the good news is you have a 7th-year guy. Nothing phases Rocky Lombardi. He's tough. He's going to come out and try to right the ship here. What do you try to do differently? You've only scored 3 points on offense. Again, a guy who was a wrestler, so people getting behind him.
Yeah, I see what you did there. Well, you gotta preach to your guys, and especially a quarterback. You're not going to make up for 21 points in one play. And I think most importantly, it stopped snowing. You know, the weather elements have played such a factor in this game. And, you know, as you said in the first half, big flakes, hashtag big flakes. We don't have big flakes right now.
We don't.
So hopefully that means big passes for Northern Illinois.
So they call this an official's timeout. I'm unsure what they're looking at. I'm trying to get word here on what's going on. Well, while we wait, want to let you know, kick off your Week 9 NFL Sunday, 10 a.m. Eastern with the Countdown Crew on ESPN and the ESPN app. They'll have all the early breaking stories, injury updates, and previews of each game right up to kickoff. So Billy Williams, our referee, has walked all the way down to the far end zone, talking to some of the Central Michigan staffers.
I don't know if it's a clock problem.
Yeah. So it was an official's timeout. We're hearing there may be something about snowballs being discussed. This is the second time in the last,
Come again? Snowballs?
4 days, yeah. Remember, it was Colorado State that, got the penalty for...
Like from the fans or what?
I don't know.
The fans can't throw.
Well, yeah. Okay, so apparently the fans were throwing snowballs at NIU.
That's not nice. Seems like we could have just issued a warning and moved on, you know?
Oh, goodness. All right.
All right, we're ready to go.
Yeah.
No
Hudson,
snowballs.
no throwing snowballs.
Hey,
Come on.
We got big flakes and no snowballs.
Ontario Brown gets the first handoff, picks up 2 yards on the play.
We never got an official announcement, though. You know?
Not like over the weekend where we did.
No, but all that for no announcement. Whatever.
What did you think Lombardi did well in the first half?
I think when he had time, he was able to deliver some nice passes. I think you see the arm talent. A guy who's played 7 years of college football, a transfer from Michigan State. I mean, they just got to find a way to get into a rhythm. It's been 1 step forward, 2 steps back, sacks, negative plays that put them in long down and distance.
Brown again on the ground, weaving his way through the defense. He's got the first down to the 39-yard line before Jaquez Bristol takes him down. It's a 12-yard pickup.
Yeah, I know you want to throw it to get back in and make up for a 21-point deficit, but this guy, Ontario Brown, is going to play a big role if Northern Illinois is going to be able to get back in this, and it's going to be some of these chunk runs.
This guy can put up big numbers. He had a career-high 280 rushing yards against Akron, and I know the Zips aren't having the best season, but that was on 13 carries, 280 yards. Not bad.
It's a pretty good average per pop.
Pistol look here. And back to the ground game with Brown. Ontario Brown! A snowy field in front of him into the end zone. An explosive play that NIU desperately needed.
Well, you get 2 great blocks by the right side, 2 pullers coming from the right side of the offensive line. Right tackle, 69, Nolan Potter. Watch him come searching, and he gets the lead block right there, 69, kicks out the safety, and there is no Chippewa defender in sight to track down Brown.
A 61-yard run for Ontario Brown. This is an NIU offense that is used to getting those explosive plays, and now looks like they're going for 2.
Yeah, we talked about this yesterday in our meeting. Coach Hammock, he believes in some of the analytics, making it a 3-score game.
Lombardi rolling, still looking for someone. Target complete to Grayson Barnes, and NIU is able to convert.
And all of a sudden you blink and they're back in it. 2 big-time runs from Ontario Brown. Set up a touchdown, and the first touchdown of the day from Northern Illinois. Brown can do the rest. Northern Illinois back in it.
Was that the explosive play that NIU needed? Ontario Brown with a 61-yard scamper for the touchdown. And we were talking to his coaching staff. They said, look, he gets juiced up after 1 big run, and he's immediately going to start demanding the football. So, hey, maybe that's what they need right now.
Yeah, I mean, look, he says give him the ball. How can you deny that? You can give the guy the ball when he's averaging 8.7 yards per carry on 12 attempts. I'm not going to be the guy that tells him no.
Came in 4th in the MAC in total touchdowns, 3rd in rushing yards per game. And Central Michigan takes a tumble to the 30. And Jace Bauer looked comfortable in the snow.
Yeah, he did. He wasn't asked to throw the ball a whole lot, only 6 for 12, but when he did, he made nice throws, made nice decisions, never really put the ball in harm's way, but his legs were a huge part of the first half. Over 100 yards rushing on the ground for him. Sometimes it was throws that he turned into runs. Sometimes it was quarterback scrambles. Here he uses his right arm. A really impressive first half for the young quarterback, only in his 7th start.
Jace Bauer came in to Central Michigan, just an athlete. He's coming out of Iowa. They'll hand it off to Marion Lukes, who has 114 yards in the first half on the ground, adding to it to the 47-yard line, a first down before Jordan Hansen wrapped him up.
You can see why his coaches raved about their job of just getting Lukes the ball in space, because when they get him in space and they block it up perfectly, he's talented enough to do the rest.
It's an 18-yard run for Lukes. Now Bauer rolling to his left and throwing. Doesn't mind that either. First down for the Chips. That's Jesse Pruitt.
Now, this is a designed rollout, right? Like, this isn't because of pressure. This is truly a designed rollout, and he finds Pruitt wide open in the flat. I mean, that's a 5-yard completion, but because there's no DB there, it turns into a 10-yard gain.
The NIU defensive staff had talked to us about how comfortable Bauer looks rolling to his right. There you could see him rolling to his left and looking good. Marion Lukes spinning around to the 32-yard line.
Well, one of the things you can do, your defensive coordinator, Nick Benedetto, is start bringing more edge pressure. But you start bringing more edge pressure, that you're going to put more of your corners in one-on-one situations as some of those guys are coming from the perimeter. But that's the 6th time tonight that I've counted that Paul Petrino has called a rollout for his quarterback. And it's killing this Northern Illinois defense.
First down by Marion Lukes. And just crushing hit right there at the 28-yard line by Jaden Dolphin, one of the captains. He's coming off a career-high 16 tackles. Well, that was against the Central Michigan team last year.
He's getting blocked by a Central Michigan offensive lineman, and he's got him draped all over him. He still makes the tackle. I don't know if a couple years ago when he was 180 pounds playing safety, if he would have been able to hit somebody like that. But now that he's moved to linebacker and weighs 220, he can dump you.
They needed to add some speed to that position, so they were able to move Jaden Dolphin over there to that linebacker spot. Bauer on the move. Bauer first down to the 15.
Another perimeter run, right? They told us Northern Illinois on tape they thought had problems running to the edge, and Northern Illinois knew about that. They self-scouted that flaw and talked about it with us this week. A lot of teams, even coming into this, have had success getting the ball on the edge of this Northern Illinois front. They do not do a good job of setting the edge, and you saw it kind of rear its ugly head again there.
Sam Hicks had a nice block on that play for his quarterback, too. First and 10 from the 16. There's Hicks. He gets the carry. He sees the end zone in front of him. Central Michigan touchdown. 16 yards.
Well, Sam Hicks, who's stepping in for the absence of Miles Baylor. Watch the left side of this offensive line. Oh, my goodness. You could drive a truck through that hole.
Or a snowplow.
Or a snowplow. Yeah, that's probably more applicable to the weather tonight. But, I mean, the gaping holes that this offensive line has created for no matter who's running the ball tonight has been unbelievable to watch.
So do we see Central Michigan going for 2 here? They will. Jace Bauer lines up. Marion Lukes in the backfield with him. Bauer right up the middle. Not going to get it. Skylar Gill-Howard in with a push to keep Central Michigan from converting the 2-point attempt. But Sam Hicks with his first touchdown of the season, and Central Michigan up 30-11 here in the third quarter. Sam Hicks on the touchdown, and Central Michigan failed 2-point conversion attempt, but they're up 30-11 here in the third quarter.
I don't know if there's a book, an analytical book out there that says, hey, you're supposed to or you have to go for 2 when you're up 30-11. Yeah. But apparently there is. These analytics are crazy.
I don't know. Do you try to go for it because Northern Illinois converted one, and now there's a 2? I don't know.
Yeah, you're trying to kind of match points. I mean, the thought is you go up 21, but what's wrong with being up 20? I mean, it just at times seems like sometimes these coaches are chasing points a little too early in the game.
Well, Central Michigan has a new season high. They have rushed for 248 yards in this game, and we still have 10 minutes left in the third quarter.
This front four, there's a lot of talk about this front four and how they can get after the quarterback for Northern Illinois, but what we didn't talk about is their inability to stop the run. They've gotten gashed.
Rudolph is going to try to run this out. Makes it to the 20 before he's just met smack dab in the face by the Chips defense. All right, we've seen Central Michigan run the football. Hey, on NIU's last drive, Ontario Brown, he was critical into their success in finding the end zone for the first time.
And both the big runs came to the left. Here was the first one. He gets a nice block, and then the very next play, he gets another great block. There's a 10-yard gain. And then another run to the left. Gets another great block by his right tackle, this time Nolan Potter. That springs him for a big touchdown. So watch out for them to kind of continue to attack the left side, the left front of that Chippewa front four.
We're looking for a Brock Lampy, and pass incomplete as he takes a hard hit. Deron McKinney.
Coverage for the Chippewa. Second down, let's go for NIU.
So 2nd and 10 from the 19-yard line. Ontario Brown to the 13. And third down coming. NIU Hudson 0 for 6 on third down.
Yeah, they've been able to stay on the field. They see a huge substitution. They take a couple tight ends off the field and bring more of their pass-happy personnel package with more receivers on the field, which makes you think this is a passing situation for Rocky Lombardi. But this is also, 3rd and 5. They've used his legs here, so you got to account for his legs in this situation as well.
He's going to drop back, looking to throw. Jalen Johnson hit his hands, and he dropped it. Would have taken it to midfield. And so 0 for 7 now on third down.
That is a big-time drop. And a part of me thought that maybe Johnson took his eyes off the ball because he thought that safety was about to deliver a big blow. But on second look, that safety is nowhere near him. I mean, that high safety for Central Michigan is 10 yards away. If Johnson catches that, he might go another 10 yards. He might go another 40 for a touchdown. That's the second drop tonight for him.
They blow this dead on the punt by Tom Foley.
There is no play. The kicking team substituted, did not give the defense an opportunity to match up. It's still 4th down.
Just a big-time drop in a crucial situation.
We set the game clock to 9 minutes, 44 seconds. 9:44.
Northern Illinois struggled.
9:34.
Take 3. They've struggled to throw the
9:34.
Take 4.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I don't think it was meant to get that commentary in, so.
And that punt goes out. Doesn't cross midfield. Out of bounds around the 48, 47-yard line into NIU territory still. So that's going to be amazing field position for Central Michigan. Well, next week we'll be back at MetLife Stadium for Justin Herbert and the Chargers taking on Zach Wilson and the Jets, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ABC, ESPN, and ESPN Deportes. Peyton and Eli are once again on ESPN2.
My first experience of action.
What do you think?
It's cold.
Well,
I thought they said it was fall.
Some great analysis.
I've always wanted to come to Mount Pleasant this time of year.
For a snowy Halloween. We're getting to see a real treat with the Central Michigan offense work. They're going to air the football out to Chris Parker. Cuts back inside, still twisting, turning. It takes 3 guys to take him down at the 30. Jacob Fenley, one of those. 17-yard pickup.
And what was it? It was another designed quarterback rollout, the 7th that Paul Petrino has called tonight for his quarterback. That's just a 5-yard hitch route, and it's a 17-yard gain. I mean, that's just stealing. And they've been doing that to Northern Illinois all night.
B.J. Harris is the back. Jace Bauer, we mentioned he was an athlete. He was a highly recruited baseball player. Ended up playing football. And Harris spinning. Always had a love of the game of football. Of course, his dad, Jeff, was an NFL scout. Harris to the 23-yard line. 3rd down on the way. Central Michigan tonight 2 for 5 on 3rd down.
They talked about wanting to stay in 3rd and short. It's actually an area that really the last 3 weeks that they kind of identified as a problem. Way too many 3rd and longs. You got a young quarterback and only a 7th college start. Chase Bauer, you want to keep him out of those situations where these defensive end can kind of rush the quarterback.
Bauer got it. 1st down.
Jace Bauer, the ball carrier.
To the 15.
Backing up for a 1st down at the 50 line.
Flags out here.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, number 20. That foul will be enforced half the distance to the goal. Automatic 1st down.
That's on Jacob Fenley. Important to note, too, Nate Valcarcel is back. He had to miss the first half of this game due to a targeting penalty in their last game. He was one of their safeties, started as a walk-on, but a key member of NIU's defense.
Missed the entire second half of last week, and unfortunately for him, that play occurred early in the 3rd quarter, so he really had to miss almost 4 full quarters of football.
Bauer keeper. Spinning to the 5. And late flags, multiple flags coming out way after the play.
Chirpy. Northern Illinois already super frustrated. They've had the ball run on them all over tonight. I mean, they've really been bullied at the line of scrimmage, and you can see that frustration starting to mount.
265 rushing yards for Central Michigan.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, number 51. That foul will be enforced half the distance to the goal from the end of the run. Automatic 1st down.
That's Cabe Haberman.
You see right here, 51 all jumbled in there, right there to the left of your screen. Right there, number. Just that little push right at the end.
Bauer keeper. Falling forward isn't enough. I think he's short. They mark him short of the goal line.
2nd and roll coming up to Chippewa. Inside the 1.
Second and goal. end zone, touchdown. Chips rolling on Halloween.
A little tush push for a touchdown. It's made its way into college football. The Eagles giving everybody a little bit of advice on what to do. And 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, quarterback sneak, and a little bit of help from his running back. Warren Lukes with the assist.
As the Eagles say, not everybody can do it, or everybody would.
Central Michigan can do it.
Chippewas can. PAT up and good. 37-11 now. 6:32 left to go in the 3rd quarter, and the Central Michigan Chippewas, they love playing at home, enjoying this lead.
Hey. Hi. Hey. Thank you. I know. Cheers.
Nissan has a car for everyone.
Every driver who wants more.
More turbo.
More freedom.
More electric.
At Nissan, more is all we do.
To me. But when the fashion critics told me to play it safe, I decided to call an audible. Does that make me a fashion icon? Sure, but inspiration is everywhere if you're listening.
Ignite your imagination. Audible.
A Halloween moon, if you will, from this Halloween night in Maction, Central Michigan on top of Northern Illinois. Well, tonight the College Football Playoff Committee released their first rankings of the season. Obviously, you're looking at those top 4, the most important: Ohio State, Georgia, Michigan, and Florida State. And talking, they said, you know, the Buckeyes, their strength of schedule, that was one of the biggest factors. They've played a stronger schedule to date than Georgia has, and they really weighed those 2 top 15 victories, one over Penn State and one over Notre Dame, in Ohio State's favor.
Yeah. I agree with that. I mean, those 2 top 25 wins. Ohio State has the best resume. Georgia and Michigan at 2 or 3 are very eerily similar. They both have looked great. They passed the eye test, but neither of them have a top 25 win. Georgia, that could change this week. They play ranked Missouri at home. Florida State.
Kicking team, number 81. A 5-yard penalty tacked on the end of the kick, first down.
You know, Florida State has that ranked win versus LSU, but it's been so long, I think that might have hurt them a little bit. But at the end of the day, they're number 4, and it'll all play itself out. Georgia last year was ranked 2nd in the first releasing of the playoff poll as well. So,
says a former Georgia quarterback.
Yeah. So you know, look, it's not always about where you start; it's where you finish. And
I've heard that.
History shows us that just because you're in the top 4 to begin with doesn't mean you're going to be in the Final 4. I think one of the best teams outside the Final 4 right now is Oregon.
Yeah. Well, Bo Nix is brought in, and Oregon did a great job in playing on the road at Utah last weekend.
Yeah, they look good. Even that close loss to Washington, we could see a repeat in the Pac-12 championship.
I hope so. That was one of the best games.
That was great, wasn't it? 2 of the best quarterbacks in college football.
Rocky Lombardi pulling it and threw behind his intended target of Davis Patterson, incomplete.
As a quarterback, when you don't get to throw the ball a lot, and it's already the 3rd quarter, you can not necessarily press, but it can be hard to get into a rhythm. Just a little bit off. And that's what we saw there.
The offense, 5-yard penalty, remains 3rd down.
NIU came into this game 3rd in the MAC in 3rd down conversions, but they are 0 for 7 tonight.
2nd down.
And that won't matter for another down. It's now 2nd down. Two wide receivers either side. Gavin Williams is in the backfield with Lombardi. Barnes in motion. Rudolph. The catch, the first down for Trayvon Rudolph. He's got the sideline. Can he beat the one guy? Touchdown, Trayvon Rudolph, 72 yards. Went down in the preseason last year with a knee injury, missed the entire year. His goal coming back was to play without a knee brace and go 72 yards on that.
As easy of a touchdown pass as that Lombardi will have. I mean, he just throws a quick pass. It's almost a yard behind the line of scrimmage. And Trayvon Rudolph takes it 70 yards to the house, able to stay in bounds, tiptoe. Central Michigan had 3 defenders out there. You mentioned it. He just makes the high safety miss. Takes it 70 yards, way too easy if you're Central Michigan.
And NIU going for 2, second time they've attempted. They converted the first time. And Lombardi just heaves it towards the back of the end zone as all in his face was Quindario Lee.
Yeah, they're trying to throw it back to the fullback, Brock Lampe, but it was completely covered. Here's the touchdown pass again, though. I mean, look at this. This is as simple as it gets. You're just throwing a quick screen out there, and Rudolph does all the hard work. Some bad angles, bad tackling. Leads to a 70-yard touchdown pass and run by Rudolph. And where's the ball go? To a happy fan. And then they leave.
No, they don't want to give it back.
Leave.
Come on.
Those balls are expensive. I got in trouble one time in college at the cocktail party after a big win versus the Gators of taking a football, chucking it into the stands, and I showed up on Monday morning with a fine in my locker. So that's a big-time gift for that fan right there.
Wow.
I don't know. Rudolph's going to be fine.
Wow.
But those equipment managers love those new footballs. They're expensive.
Never forget that moment, will you?
It was one less meal at the local Cracker Barrel. Had to eat at the food hall then.
Chips running it out past the 30. And so Central Michigan will start at the 31-yard line thanks to the return from Marion Lukes. Again, the ground game has been the story for the Chips tonight. A season high, 267 yards on the ground. Marion Lukes has 143 of those.
This offensive line has really just bullied the front four for Northern Illinois. I didn't expect to say that coming into tonight.
Bouncing around is Lukes to the 35-yard line. Well, Travis Moore is the defensive end coach for this Northern Illinois team. And we mentioned their head coach is an alumni, so is Travis Moore. He actually was a walk-on when Coach Thomas Hammock was one of the starters. They used to face each other when he was on the scout team, became really close, and now he's an important part of this coaching staff. Yeah, for the defensive ends, but also for holding Thomas Hammock accountable.
He told us this week, and you'll hear this from a lot of coaches, talk about accountability with other coaches. You know, Coach Hammock told us he's a guy that can keep him in check. That personal relationship that they have dating back to when they were both players at NIU. I mean, that relationship goes a long way. And, you know, we asked him in our meeting with him this week for an example of a time where he said, hey, man, you didn't handle that right. And he said, you know, just basic conversations with whether it be a coach or getting on to a player about some discipline. And I think that's awesome. I mean, you know, it shows how humble Thomas Hammock is and how he's willing to learn like what he teaches to his players.
Uh-oh, Marion Lukes having himself a great night. Marion Lukes inside the 25. His season high coming into the game was 58 yards in their last game, and he's well over 100.
How about that jump cut? He's got a defensive lineman right in his face. And he's so patient at the line of scrimmage, the vision, the balance. I mean, all the combination of all the skills you want in a running back. He's got it. And I'll tell you what, I think he also is going to get his MAC Player of the Week, padding up these rushing stats.
Officials timeout.
89 yards on the ground for Marion Lukes.
He might get more than MAC Player of the Week. He might get National Player of the Week.
And we told you about Marion Lukes and his son. He became a dad at age 15. Jim McElwain was joking with him last week. Maybe it's time I start recruiting Kingston. You've done pretty good things in this program.
Yeah.
Keep it in the family.
Coach McElwain, he's been in the game for a long time. It's good to catch up with him this week. He recruited me coming out of high school. He was at Alabama, and when I played at Georgia, he was at Florida at the very beginning of my career, and really well respected in the college, offensive football, college football, and it's good to see him be a head coach again.
Yeah, he inherited a program that had one win the season before he took over, and then as soon as he got here, their first season, they won 8 games, took them to their first bowl victory in 2021. Since the 2012 season, that's when they beat Washington State. He's made a couple of bowl appearances as the head coach of the Chippewas. And 2 wins away from another bowl appearance.
They played well at home. Undefeated at home. Undefeated on Halloween. Haven't lost since 1948 on Halloween. And they're at home.
So the reason for the break here, Hudson, is because, again, they're making an announcement now over the PA to stop throwing snowballs onto the field. Man, it's really cold out here.
Yeah.
To not have a shirt on.
That's a lot of things, but that's toughness. I'm going to go with toughness.
All right. Okay.
I don't want to do that. I'm going to say I don't even have the toughness to do that. I don't know if he's applying for the job at the airport, or what do you think his parents are thinking of him right now watching this?
That's how I feel right now.
Yeah, that's how you look right now.
Thank you.
You brought the blanket too, so we got.
I did. I brought a blanket out of the hotel.
From the hotel.
I'm gonna return it. It's not like I stole it. I haven't used it yet. Okay.
I do want to give you a big shout out and thank you for the hand warmers. Because when you texted me last week and said, "Hey, it's supposed to snow next week in Mount Pleasant,"
Hudson ignored that.
It's not that I ignored it. I just was a bit unprepared. So I spent most of the afternoon at Kohl's. Picking up some...
Not sponsored.
Some gloves.
Yeah.
Oh.
I felt prepared. All the gear. All the gear.
We even brought our Halloween outfits.
I know. We'll get there. We'll get there. We got a 4th quarter. At least it stopped snowing. I mean, the snow, if you're just tuning into this game, the snow right before halftime, I mean, it was hard to see down to the field. It was snowing so hard. All right, so after the snowball warning, we'll continue on with this game. Chase Bauer with B.J. Harris behind him in the pistol. Harris gets the call. No gain on the play. Stopped by Skylar Gill-Howard.
And on the stop for NIU is number 58, Skylar Gill-Howard.
Offensive line paving the way for the run game to rush for now 313 yards. They've got a new center. You saw him there, number 63, Dominic Serapiglia, the transfer from Southeastern Louisiana. He's been a great addition, helping set this tone for the O-line. Bauer, keeper. Met by Damon Taylor. just leapt on his back.
Taylor coming from that nose guard position. They run quarterback counter. You're going to get a lead blocker here by your running back. Taylor splits a double team. Unfortunately for Northern Illinois, that front four just hasn't made enough plays like that tonight that have affected the ball game.
I mean, talking to Nick Benedetta, you see him there, the defensive coordinator for Northern Illinois. They told us the goal coming into this game, make the quarterback, talking about Jace Bauer, sit in the pocket and throw. And he's been able to do that, but he's also looked comfortable rolling out. He hasn't had any problems doing that and throwing on the run.
You got a big lead as Central Michigan has most of the game. You don't have to put the ball up. And when you don't have to do that, you got a young quarterback only in his 7th college start. I mean, this defense has really kind of taken advantage of turnovers this year. I mean, they're one of the best in the country. 6 interceptions in the last 3 games. But this rushing attack has taken the ball out of the right arm of Jace Bauer and really neutralized this great passing offense. Or, excuse me, passing defense.
35-yard field goal attempt for Tristan Matson. And it's no good. So a minute 43 to go in the 3rd quarter. Our score holds here. Central Michigan up by 20. Both of these teams vying for position in the MAC West. Taking a look around the conference. Former Eastern Michigan defensive lineman donating $1 million to Eastern Michigan. They're going to rename the field after Max Crosby. And Bowling Green leading FBS in takeaways, 20 forced turnovers, 9 straight games with a takeaway. That's a heck of a stat. And of course, Central Michigan and Northern Illinois, they play in the West. Toledo is at the top right now. They're 4-0 in the top of those standings. In action tonight over on ESPN2. Rudolph already broke one for 70 plus. He's feeling it. Crosses to the 35-yard line, a 46-yard pickup.
The problem is there's just 2 Central Michigan defenders. Look, I mean, it's 2-on-3. It's just a numbers game. The 3rd player is the offensive ball carrier, Rudolph, there, and there's no safety over there. You got to take a 3rd body in account for the 3rd receiver. It's just a pure numbers game there. It's a nice job. The offensive coordinator for Illinois using some formations on a quick game pass there to get the advantage.
And Northern Illinois has had more offense in this 3rd quarter than they did the entire first half. Back to the ground game with Ontario Brown. The ball pops out. They say that he was down before that happened.
The ruling on the field is the runner was down before losing possession of the ball. 2nd down.
Ontario Brown took a hard hit on this. He's going to stay in the game. At the 30. Dane Partridge makes the catch and steps out at the 26-yard line, forced out by McKinney. And a flag down.
An eligible receiver downfield. Offense, number 76. 5-yard penalty for your spot. Remains first down.
That's the right guard, John Champ.
Just kind of loses where he is on the field. I mean, it's not an RPO. That's not a run-pass option where the offensive linemen are told, hey, you're blocking, and it could be handed off. That's just he gets lost and kind of lackadaisical, loses sight of where he is on the field, and a big 10-yard loss.
We're going to let the clock wind down here, and that's the end of the 3rd quarter.
Of the 3rd quarter.
Saw a little more life out of this NIU defense, or this NIU offense, excuse me, but Central Michigan not letting up. The Chips have been in control all night. They love playing at home, and it shows. 37-17, 1 quarter to go. All right, let's see you.
You want to see you take it off?
Yeah. It's attached to your headset.
Cold weather never felt so good.
Third down,
3rd and 2 here on this Halloween night. Northern Illinois looked a little bit better offensively here in the second half, but they have not converted once on 3rd down tonight. 0 for 7. Brock Lampy, and a flag is out.
Lampy, the ball carrier. There is a penalty marker on the play.
I thought we might get an offsides on the defense based on
Offside. Defense, number 98. 5-yard penalty will result in a first down.
There you go.
when the offense is 0 for 7 on 3rd down. The last thing you want to do is just give a free gift. Bakey's defense does it.
So that moves Northern Illinois to the 22-yard line. Both of their touchdowns in this game came in the 3rd quarter. Throwing back to Grayson Barnes down the far sideline. 1st down, reaching out. Waiting for the signal. Yes, touchdown.
Touchdown, NIU.
Well, we've seen both these teams go back and forth, kind of trading misdirection plays in the red zone. Central Michigan had a touchdown pass. This time, Northern Illinois throws it back to their tight end.
The previous play is under review.
They're going to review this to make sure he was in bounds the entire way as he tiptoes down the sideline.
Yeah, no question that the ball broke the plane. But did he stay in bounds before that happened?
Grayson Barnes running down the sideline, gets a nice block from his left tackle. Evan Malcor right there.
Eric Eidsness, the offensive coordinator, told us, Grayson Barnes has got the best ball skills on the team. He can play multiple wide receivers positions. He's really had to step up since Kasper Rukowitz went down with an injury, one of their other wide receivers.
Hard to tell when you got white cleats and white snow on the ground, but that foot's in, left foot in right there, right foot in.
And then ball across goal line.
Yeah. I think that should be a touchdown.
Yeah. Nothing there that would, I don't think, that would give them evidence to be able to overturn it.
After review, it's been determined the ruling on the field of the touchdown is confirmed.
So Grayson Barnes gets to keep that touchdown, his 3rd of the season.
Yeah, because they went for 2 the last time. It's a 14-point game now. They only need to kick a field goal and make it a 13-point game.
Okay, so Cannon Woodall on for the PAT. Up and good. 37-24 with a lot of time left in this ball game on this Tuesday night action.
Hey. Hi. Hey. Thank you. I know. Cheers.
Nissan has a car for everyone.
Every driver who wants more.
More turbo.
More freedom.
More electric.
At Nissan, more is all we do.
So Northern Illinois finds the end zone, trying to play catch-up as they have all game to Central Michigan. And now the Chips get the ball back. Marion Lukes back to receive this kick.
A couple explosive plays on some quick screens by Travion Rudolph that have really flipped the field. One led to a 70-yard touchdown, and the other led to changing the field right there and capped off for a touchdown. So Central Michigan got to figure out on the sideline with their defensive coordinator Rob Akey to at least make Northern Illinois chew up some clock on these touchdown drives. They're scoring way too quickly.
Seibert hits this one to the end zone. Marion Lukes is going to bring it out. Cuts back and finds a hole, dragging a defender with him to the 26-yard line. And Marion Lukes has, man, what a night for this guy. 189 yards on the ground?
Yeah, career night for Lukes. He's done it in a lot of different ways. They've handed to him. He's gotten great blocks up front, some gaping holes that he's run through. Plays like this where he's made guys miss, and he finishes it off with a touchdown. Here in the first half, hashtag Big Flakes all over the place. And then another huge hole, but missed tackles. I mean, he's the complete back. You know, the special backs have the ability to make guys miss and make free defenders like that safety, that unblocked defender who you can't account for.
He'll get the football and immediately pick up 5 yards.
Every offensive coordinator in college football is trying to figure out during the week, how can I block 10 guys and leave one-on-one in the hole with my running back and my safety? And then my scholarship guy has got to go make their scholarship guy miss. And that's what Lukes has done enough of tonight.
Again, his season high coming into the game for rushing yards was 58, and drop for a loss, loses almost everything Marion Lukes had gained. Ray Thomas with the stop.
It's been a quiet night for this front four. Ray Thomas specifically, big 6'4", 262-pound senior. He's long, he's athletic. And now that Northern Illinois has kind of slowly gotten themselves back into this game. Central Michigan situations like this, you wonder, are they going to throw it? That's where somebody like Ray Thomas and this pass rush can get after you.
Bauer to the air. Off the fingertips of Chris Parker, who was covered up. Javon Bird there.
It's amazing how a couple good plays defensively, and now all of a sudden they're playing with some mojo and they're playing with some energy like we haven't seen for 3.5 quarters. It's a nice job of bouncing back after the 5-yard gain by Lukes on first down. They come back with a tackle for loss, force a predictable passing situation, and that really good pass defense, the #1 pass defense in the MAC, shows up on 3rd down.
Yeah, this NIU defense 6th in the nation when it comes to passing defense. Hadn't seen that until later in this game. And NIU is going to start with pretty solid field position at the 42-yard line. Can they keep it going, the offense that they've found here in the second half? There's a flag out, a little scuffle after the play as well.
I think we might get a late hit on a Central Michigan player. This flag came in really late. It was definitely after the play, which typically means some type of unsportsmanlike conduct, some late hit.
Yeah, there's also some pushing and shoving around that area too.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, return team number 5. That 15-yard penalty be assessed for the end of the run. That is his first for his disqualification. Media timeout.
So it's on Northern Illinois.
All right, so what's been different for NIU's offense in the second half compared to the first?
Well, the last two drives, they've thrown two bubble routes that have gone for over 100 yards in receiving. I mean, I don't mean to take away from Northern Illinois, but that's just a simple play that Central Michigan hasn't lined up to properly. They didn't get an extra DB out there, and Travion Rudolph and his speed made one guy miss and flip the field.
Trayvon Rudolph is the guy in motion. They hand it to Ontario Brown. 9-yard pickup before Dakota Cochran got there to stop him.
Yep, and this time it's a run to the left. This is really where they've had success, running to the left side. That defensive line, that front four for Central Michigan, specifically on the left side, Heldman, Williams, they've gotten pushed around tonight. There's a lot of weight on the left side of that Northern Illinois offensive line. 300-pound McElroy at left tackle, Lippy at left guard.
Swing it out to Rudolph. The pass broken up as immediately as he was trying to bring the ball in. Nari Biggins was in his face, and then a late flag.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, late hit, defense. Number 11, 15-yard penalty for the previous spot, automatic first down.
And they call that on Dakota Cochran.
Right there, Cochran comes in. After they've ruled it incomplete, boy, that's... I think he thought it might be a fumble and is just playing through the whistle. I don't like to see that called there in that situation in that moment. I didn't think it was vicious by any stretch of the imagination.
That puts NIU, too, in Central Michigan territory at the 49. Nice snap. Lombardi reaches up to get it, hands off to Brown. So the 40, they mark him at the 41, 2 yards short of the first down.
Well, they're doing a good job of staying patient with the run, even though down 13, 11 minutes left, still plenty of time. So many times where offensive coordinators go wrong here is they want to just start throwing it, and making up for those points. They're having some success running the football. You got to stay patient with it.
Ontario Brown, 140 yards on the ground on 18 carries. Lombardi heaves one up. And flags come out. He was looking for Grayson Barnes, but Teron McKinney might be in trouble.
Yeah, they're going to get McKinney for pass interference. And I think he was just a little too handsy. And that back judge is standing right there watching it all unfold with a great view.
Defense, number 32. 15-yard penalty for the previous spot. Automatic first down.
You can see McKinney effort to try to turn his head to try to make a play on the ball, but did it just a little too late. How many penalties on this drive have resulted in 15 yards? We have unsportsmanlike conduct, a pass interference.
They're just giving huge chunks of yards away to the Huskies. Moves the ball to the 26. Lombardi trying again. Pass incomplete to Barnes. Caleb Spann covered him.
I like the idea of this. They've had some success throwing these bubble routes the last couple drives. They were hoping that they'd catch some of the DBs of the Chippewas looking, peeking in the backfield, catch them sleeping. They tried to wheel the big 6'5" Barnes up the sideline. Really good coverage. I think that one could have been called for PI, very similar to the last one that McKinney got called on.
No flags though, so it's 2nd and 10. Lombardi's gonna move, trying to avoid being taken down, but not in time. Michael Heldman was right in his face.
Well, Heldman playing that left defensive end position. Completely reads it. I think Rocky Lombardi forces the issue here. He should have handed this off. I think he expected Heldman to come crashing down. There he is, 97. Heldman one step ahead. Lombardi should have handed that off. Tries to do a little bit too much and loses some yards.
And this won't be an easy time to get their first 3rd down conversion of the night. They're 0 for 7 here, and they've got 3rd and long. Flag out immediately. Looking for Jalen Johnson. No chance. We'll see what the penalty is.
I think we're going to get an illegal shift. Not enough men on the line of scrimmage of Northern Illinois. Question is, does Central Michigan decline it?
Illegal formation. Offense. That penalty is declined. Result of the play, 4th down.
Yep.
So now what do you do if you're NIU?
Yeah, you're right on the verge of field goal range, right? And this is what Thomas Hammock told us yesterday, that Cannon Woodwill's range is right at about the 33-yard line. The ball's at the 30.
They're 1 for 2 on 4th down tonight. Lombardi scoping the field. Jalen Johnson, incomplete. Javaria Sims with a big stop on 4th down. Jalen Johnson can't haul it in, and Central Michigan takes over when we come back.
Thank you. Oh, it's just so pretty, right? Wow, this is so beautiful. Oh,
Nissan has a car for everyone.
Every driver who wants more.
More turbo.
More freedom.
More electric.
At Nissan, more is all we do.
Rain-X water repellency wiper blades apply the magic of Rain-X to your windshield, so water beads up and flies away. The improved water-beating technology lasts longer, so you see clearly. Rain-X. Outsmart the elements.
Well, ESPN Plus is the home for more than 400 MAC games and events, including the Women's Soccer Championship match Sunday at 1 Eastern. The college basketball season starts on Monday. ESPN Plus will have 28 men's games in November. If you're a MAC fan, go to ESPNplus.com to sign up. Man, the best group costume going to the Central Michigan radio team. Toy Story.
That's good stuff. Great movie.
Oh my gosh.
Was that
you've never seen it?
That was Buzz, and
no.
Who was the other character?
That was Woody.
Woody.
And then one of the aliens from the vending machine. From Pizza
That
Planet.
would be from Toy Story 1.
Which you've never seen.
I've seen bits and pieces. That counts, right?
This is the second time this season this has come up. Marion Luce gets the handoff. Next year we're going to have to do a theme.
It's too bad that Halloween doesn't always fall on college football days, you know? Because I like this announcer dressing up type thing.
It is fun. Got in on the action. Well, the offense for Central Michigan, 432 yards. It's been 316 of those on the ground. They've had the ball for 25 minutes and counting. Luke's carrying it to the 37-yard line. Something about Central Michigan in Halloween games. 4-0 on Halloween since 1948.
That's a stat.
That is a stat.
How far did we have to dig to find that?
To 1948.
4 yards on the play, and 33 for Central Michigan.
Third and 3 coming up. Central Michigan 4 for 9 on third down. And Jace Bauer on the keeper. Ball comes out.
Jaden Dolphin in there coming from that linebacker position.
Oh, I'm sorry, the ball did not come out. I thought it popped out for a second, but they just swarmed Jace Bauer so quickly and pushed it back.
Watch 26 right here show up. Dolphin coming over from the left side of the formation, making a nice tackle, giving his offense an opportunity to get the ball back.
And so Central Michigan will have to punt.
Hit him!
And it hit an NIU player. It hit Jacob Fenley. And then Dane Partridge was able to fall on it. So NIU with some work to do, 7:23 to do it here in the fourth quarter. Well, what a great rivalry we have for you coming up on Saturday, the 108th Bedlam Series football game, Oklahoma and Oklahoma State. It was first played back in 1904. Saturday doubleheader. This one starts at 3:30 Eastern, 2:30 Central on ABC and the ESPN app. And it's followed at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific with a Pac-12 matchup as Michael Penix Jr. and Washington face off against Caleb Williams and USC. That's coming up on Saturday. Action here tonight. And Northern Illinois getting a stop. Now they've got an opportunity. Rocky Lombardi directing Chris Carter to the other side. And the handoff to Ontario Brown. Brown around the edge, spinning to the 34-yard line. Justin Whiteside on the tackle.
Tackles are going to be really big for the Central Michigan offense. You see Trey Jones, number 3, show up right here from the safety position. Right there, a missed tackle. And when you're up 13 and a team is going to start pushing tempo, you've got to minimize the gains.
Off play action, immediately connecting to Chris Carter, the tight end, for the first down to the 47-yard line.
First down for NIU.
12-yard pickup. Brown weaving his way. He does a good job of being so patient on his runs. Now needs just one more yard to get the first down.
And no real resistance being shown by this defense. Past 2 runs have gone for 10 yards, almost 10 yards each from Brown. He's got the hot hand right now, and this coach told us in big-time moments, he just tells us, give him the ball.
Rocky Lombardi keeping it. Twists and turns and moves the chains.
There's a lot of effort for 1 yard, but most importantly, he gets a fresh set of downs. If you're Central Michigan, I mean, you got to do your best to make Northern Illinois eat up some clock on this drive.
No gain on the play on the carry by Ontario Brown.
No gain on the play.
Well, you're almost content with giving up the 5-yard runs. That's not the deal breaker. What can happen is these quick throws result in 10+ yards.
Carter. His second catch on this drive, tackled by Trey Jones and Javarius Sims. Now 3rd down.
And field goals don't do you any good, so you know this is 4-down territory, 5 minutes left.
Looking for their first 3rd down conversion tonight.
Gavin Williams, your ball carrier.
I don't think they're going to get it. I think they're going to be a yard short.
Just a little short based on the spot.
4th down coming up for the Huskies.
Looks like they're going to bring in their big boys, come in with 2 fullbacks, a tight end, some of their bigger bodies for this short yardage situation. Remember last time they did this, they copied the tush push. They got a little bit of help from the running back with a quarterback sneak. Let's see if they go back to it.
Brown around the edge. He's got it. Hops around the 24-yard line.
Risky, isn't it? 4th and 1. You want to run the ball to the perimeter. All it takes is one missed block or free defender. They get a hat on a hat up front. They line up Brown, not in the backfield, but over to the left. Hand the ball off to him on a speed sweep. Great perimeter blocking.
It's a 9-yard pickup. Rocky Lombardi to Rudolph. Caught around Deron McKinney.
What a throw by Lombardi. He's got pressure in his face, so he has to throw it early. He threw this way before Rudolph was even coming out of his break.
Lombardi lets it fly again, and into the end zone goes NIU. A 6-yard strike to Dane Partridge.
What a quick and a big-time answer by this Northern Illinois offense. A couple big-time throws by Lombardi, and caps it off here. Gets this ball out of the break to his receiver. Catches him in stride, but that throw before that one, the one to Travion Rudolph, was a big-time throw. Got pressure, people breathing down your face. You got to let it go into a tight window. Thomas Hammock told us yesterday when we met with them, Rocky Lombardi wants to play at the next level. The NFL scouts, they want to see you win. They don't care about stats. Rocky Lombardi leading his team back for maybe a comeback win.
Rocky Lombardi just took this NIU offense on a solid drive to cut the lead by Central Michigan to 6. They've scored 20 unanswered points. Similar to their last game, Lombardi led them against Eastern Michigan, and Thomas Hammock told us, we didn't want anybody else out there, but our 7th-year quarterback, he showed great composure when the pressure was on.
Yeah, that's what quarterbacks got to do. Big-time moments, that's what the big-time quarterbacks are paid at the next level to do. 2-minute drives, take your team down there, take them from behind, and let's see if his defense can get a stop and get the ball back to him for another drive.
Do you onside kick here if you're NIU?
I wouldn't. With 3 timeouts, I would kick it deep.
Well, when it bounces on the ground, Marion Lukes is going to have to recover it. He does. And then he's tackled at the 21-yard line. Central Michigan, 3:21 on the clock. How do you handle this if you're Paul Petrino, the offensive coordinator for Central Michigan?
Go earn your paycheck, right? Let's see what it's all about. How aggressive, how much on the edge do you want to live? This run game tonight has been phenomenal. 320 yards rushing. I got to imagine Paul Petrino, who you're looking at right there, is going to rely on the legs of his quarterback, Bauer, and the legs of Marion Lukes, who have been really good to him tonight.
There's Bauer on the ground game.
Bauer, your ball carrier.
And then when do you start using those timeouts if you're NIU?
Yeah, I think sometimes what you see here is you see coaches give it one play, and then if they get a stop right here and it becomes 3rd down, they'll burn the first timeout. Yeah, I would continue if I'm Paul Petrino. These quarterback runs give you an advantage in the run game. They give you that extra hat. It essentially becomes 11-on-11 football. You just got to tell your young quarterback ball security is an emphasis.
And Bowers rushed for 116 yards tonight. Up the middle he goes. Stopped just short of the 30. Maybe you see NIU use a timeout here?
Yeah, I think what they're trying to figure out here is because it's such a short third down, they're going to let the clock run one more time. And if Central Michigan gets a first down here, then they got to start, and they still have all 3 timeouts. So either way here, a first down or not, they're going to burn a timeout.
Third and 3. Bauer keeping it. Leaps forward to the 30. Still 2 yards short of the first down. Tyler Jackson.
Right side short. 4th down. Timeout. Northern Illinois, they're first.
And there's Thomas Hammock using his first timeout.
Yeah, you said it. Tyler Jackson from the linebacker position, number 0 in white. Watch him show up right here. Beats the block.
1 minute,
just completely
seconds.
beats the block.
Thank you.
Central Michigan has a guy to block him. He sheds it, gets around it. And before the running back can even get to the line of scrimmage, he comes up with a big tackle. So there you go. What a brilliant job by Northern Illinois managing the clock, letting the clock continue to run. They weren't, premature in burning their timeouts. They got a great stop and still have 2 in their back pocket.
Dane Partridge is back to receive this punt by Jake Walrath. Ooh, a little scary, a late fair catch call from Dane Partridge.
Sitting here going, is he going to call fair catch?
I'm waiting for it.
He's going to call it?
Almost ran out of time.
The last second, he waves that hand.
But if you're NIU right now, you feel confident with Rocky Lombardi and what they've been able to show they can do in the second half on this drive here.
Yeah, this is a big-time drive. I mean, these are legacy-type drives for college quarterbacks. Rocky Lombardi, 7 years in college football, transfer from Michigan State. He's played a lot of college football. He's had a lot of moments like this in 2-minute drives. And Thomas Hammock, his head coach, told us his best trait is he knows how to make big-time plays and manage the situations.
NIU trying to extend a 3-game winning streak. They toss it to Gavin Williams over the top. And he's right at the chains. That's a first down on the first play.
Yeah, love that decision. They drop into coverage. He takes the back immediately.
Now he's flushed. And the catch is made by Trayvon Rudolph at the 41 for a pickup of 5 yards, 6 yards.
Buying time with his legs, and you got to ask yourself, if you're Central Michigan, where's the pass rush? This is a part of their defense that they've struggled with all year. Rob Akey told us they needed a pass rusher to show up in situations like this.
Threw it behind the intended target of Dane Partridge, but that was scary if you're an NIU fan. Caleb Spann could have had a hand on that football.
Yeah, if Spann would have just had more eyes on the quarterback, he might have had an interception. It's man coverage, so Spann is looking at the receiver, and if Spann's eyes are anywhere toward the ball, the game could be over.
Wow. And now the bugaboo tonight for Northern Illinois has been third down, 0 for 9. intercepted. Nari Biggins is going to seal it for Central Michigan, a game-saving play. His first interception of the season. They told us he had to step up today because they did not have Dante Kent, and wow.
Yeah. What a time to come up with your first interception of the year when your team and your defense needs it the most. You got your best corner, Dante Kent, out. There's no question how Northern Illinois is going to try to move the ball down the field. They're doing it through the air. And Biggins reads the eyes of the quarterback. I love that Rob Akey called zone coverage, so he makes sure that all of his corners' eyes are on the quarterback and on the ball the entire time. And that leads to an interception and a game-winning interception.
Timeout. Northern Illinois. They're second.
You know, Rob Akey went blitz and played man on that throw that we talked about that Lombardi threw, and Spann could have picked it off. This time he comes back with zone, rushes for and plays zone, and I think that was a great call because most of the time interceptions come in zone coverage. Tip balls lead to interceptions, bad throws lead to interceptions in zone coverage. Rob Akey, the defensive coordinator, calls up the right coverage at the right time. And a big-time turnover for a secondary that was thin and had a lot of starters out.
Second and 10 coming up for Central Michigan.
NIU still with one timeout left.
Timeout. Northern Illinois.
You can watch his teammate here, number 45, right there, saying, "Get down, get down."
That's Justin.
Go
Whiteside.
down. I don't care if I got to tackle you.
Yeah.
You're going down.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good teammate right there. and you know, even right now with you know, we saw a couple weeks ago the ending of the Miami Georgia Tech game.
Right.
The crazy ending where all Miami had to do was take a knee. And they would have won the game. They didn't. They decided to run it. Georgia Tech defender pops the ball out, and Georgia Tech goes on to win. In situations like this, I question even doing anything other than just taking a knee. And I know Northern Illinois had a timeout, but right now there is no other play in the playbook, in my opinion, that should be called other than a knee. One knee. I wouldn't even hand it off. I wouldn't even risk it. I would take the ball out of the shotgun, and I would go take a knee immediately if I was the quarterback.
Panunzio, they toss it to him.
I don't get it.
Wow.
I don't get it. The
Risky.
toss, the ball handling mechanics there, the toss, I don't get it. I really don't. There's so much that could go wrong there. You know, what if the toss is bad? What if there's a fumble?
Six-second difference right now between the play clock and the game clock. It's fourth down.
I think maybe what Coach Petrino and Coach McElwain were trying to do is maybe bleed as much of the clock as possible during the play.
Yeah.
If you go down immediately, then the next play starts immediately. You got 6 to 7 seconds or whatever, but I don't know if it's worth the risk, because if something goes wrong, then you leave yourself a lot of opportunity and room to be second guessed. You know, now here in 4th and 7, a lot of 6 seconds, a little bit too much time maybe for a punt. It's kind of right on the edge.
Right.
Can you punt? Can you hang a punt 6 seconds? Maybe if you kick it out of bounds. You know, do you tell the quarterback to run around for 6 seconds? That seems a little too risky too. I think I'm telling the punter right now, because Northern Illinois is going to try to come after this. They're going to try to block it. Get that thing off and kick it out of bounds if you have to. Kick it through the end zone.
Jake Walrath is the punter. I know you brought the heat. That one hung in the air. Clock has expired, but the official's holding everyone right now. So they are looking right now at the catch and the clock at the same time to make sure that there is no time left.
Yeah, it was very close. 1 second at the most on the play clock. I'm watching this unfold and see the hand waved right at about less than 1 second. Oh, it is bang bang.
Oh, he's got the ball right there.
When the clock expired.
I think they may put 1 second back on this clock.
Seems like he has possession of the ball right there, and you can see 1 second left on the play clock.
There will be 1 second on the clock. First down, Northern Illinois.
Why not 1 more second of football?
Okay, here we go. So Rocky Lombardi with 1 second at a chance of redemption.
The old lateral play. Hey, you catch it, throw it back to a teammate. I mean, you maybe practice this 1 time during the week. A lot more luck involved with this type of play than there is practice.
First down.
First and 10.
On their own 11. Ball pops out and Central Michigan falls on it. Quindario Lee, and that should do it.
They're going to get an illegal forward pass, but the game's going to be over. Illegal forward pass on Northern Illinois. Decline it, and the game's over.
Wow, what a game. Central Michigan.
Illegal forward pass on the offense. That Pills decline. Game is over.
Central Michigan came into this one having lost 2 of its previous 3 games, and they looked like a different football team tonight, especially when it came to the ground game. A season high, 331 rushing yards for the Chips.
Yeah, it was the legs of their quarterback and the legs of their running back. I mean, what a night offensively. Over 500 yards of total offense, but Luke's 202 yards, Bauer 111 yards. That combination of quarterback, running back was too much for Northern Illinois to handle.
And a scuffle right now between these 2 programs. Wow, and that's still going.
Oh boy, this is a mess. You got punches being thrown. You got coaches in there trying to break up players. This is not the way you wanted the game to end. Probably going to be some tape reviewed at the league office tonight.
They've been able to separate it now, and both teams trying to push their respective players away. Wow, what an ending.
Yeah.
Your first Maction.
Yeah, what a night, huh? Snow, Halloween, a little bit of a scuffle post-game. What a phenomenal comeback by Northern Illinois, and Central Michigan able to hold them off. Central Michigan gets to 5 wins and 1 away from bowl eligibility.
That's right, they improved to 3-2 in the MAC, and Jace Bauer comes out his 7th start of the season. Rushes for over 100 yards, throws for over 100 yards. Marion Lukes with a new career high of 202 yards on the ground. A cold one here in Mount Pleasant, but what a game on this Tuesday. Central Michigan is going to come away with the victory, 37-31 over NIU.
Up. Now playing, Chicago State versus Hal Kristen, 2 hours 17 minutes 17 seconds. Puzz, selectable.
Conference men's soccer on ESPN+. Coming to you live from Sorrells Field on the campus of Houston Christian University in Houston, Texas. It's decision day in the Ohio Valley Conference as both the Huskies and Chicago State have an opportunity to go to the playoffs next week. The Huskies currently hold down the 6th seed in the conference, 1 point ahead of Chicago State. So this game is for all the marbles here today. Players to watch, presented by Jostens. Jostens, the official recognition company of the OVC. For Chicago State, Ian Tapote, 5'11" junior. He's got 7 goals and an assist on the season. And I'll tell you what, the offense for Chicago State goes